Do you desire to create a life where you live out your highest expression? Connect with other creative souls also living life and doing business to the beat of their own drum? I am Marie-Nicole and I am devoted to combining beauty, uniqueness and connection in everyday living experiences. As a creative professional and Dharma coach, I help people connect to the truth of who they are and facilitate them in embodying their uniqueness. I am also a mother of two precious young men and with children in tow have established and run unique businesses and embraced opportunities that have contributed to my creative career while creating magical memories for them too. It is my hope that this podcast inspires you to live life on your terms and earn your income through being uniquely you. After all, it is the unique thread we each contribute to the collective tapestry that creates the whole. I am very excited and a little nervous to announce that I am currently in the process of finalising a little book titled The Empowered Dressing Guidebook. In today's episode, I want to share the why behind the what with some stories from over my lifetime that have led to the alchemy of turning lead into gold in the form of this little guidebook. Before I do, I just want to remind you that the Creators Nest Soaring membership portal is now open. We have commenced our journey together and just had our first Moon Magic Monday gathering, which was a magical experience, as the name suggests. Supporting others grow and thrive in their creative professional journey and life is my intention with this membership offering. When I say creative, I don't just mean those expressing themselves in an artistic manner. I mean creating rather than destroying. Creativity is about fostering thriving. You could be a creative gardener, farmer, researcher. The flow and effect of maintaining our centre in disorienting times positively impacts those in our community and connections. Throughout our journey together, we will continually connect back to the bigger picture version of our lives, assess whether or not the way we are operating through our days is supportive of that, or if we have strayed off our path. Shifting from doing what we think we should do to choosing to spend our days in ways that is supportive of us thriving instead of merely surviving. Having the support of others along the journey of realising our potential makes it even more enjoyable and possible to get where we wish to go sooner, which is what I hope this membership offering will provide you should you choose to join. The cost is only $33 a month. There is no time frame commitment attached to this other than the time slots that I'll be showing up to open up the portal to connect. This is an opportunity to join and journey alongside others navigating their way through creating their own pathway to their version of success too. If you feel like it doesn't serve your needs, then the option to quietly step away is there too, with no hard feelings. I want this to be a nurturing, supportive space for those who choose to attend. If you would like to find out more about how to join me on this journey and what it involves, there's a link in the show notes which takes you directly to the membership portal. When you sign up and enter the portal, you will receive a welcome message and further information to support you in preparing to join us on the journey that we started this week, working with the energy of the new moon. Joining after this week does not mean you'll be missing out. The fortnightly gatherings are set for Monday 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Sydney, Australia time, closest to the new and full moon within the 28-day cycle. Plus, there is access to recorded sessions within the membership portal. If you can't make the gathering itself, you can still gain access to the insights and practices shared throughout that time, so you still stay connected to what's going on. The other way that I have been supporting solopreneurs is through the Digital Solutions program. My focus in that role is to guide business owners in creating an enjoyable, sustainable digital presence for their business, establishing supportive habits and practices to create consistency in their digital presence. If this could be of service to you, I encourage you to make the most of the heavily government-funded program that I contribute to as a coach. If you are in New South Wales, Australia, you have an ABN, run a for-profit or micro or small business, make the most of the limited time offer to only pay a small fee of $45 plus GST. When you select the All Access option, you receive up to 4 hours of one-to-one coaching, focusing specifically on your needs in the digital space. And signing up to the program through my affiliate link, choosing the All Access option, You'll also be supporting the production of this podcast, as I will receive a little fee for bringing you into the program. To register, simply click on the link provided in the show notes, and if you are not in New South Wales, let alone Australia, then consider joining the Creators Nest Soaring membership. The more individuals empowered to step into and live out their highest expression, the better equipped we'll be to contribute our unique thread to the collective tapestry. If you don't have that support in your physical connections and surroundings, the intention of this virtual space is to offer that to you. Now, back to sharing the why behind the what with this new guidebook I am releasing this week. Have you ever noticed when you are wearing something you feel really good in that you move through your days more effortlessly? Now, I'm not referring to being able to hold yourself together in a way that creates a silhouette that is acceptable by society standards. I mean when you feel like what you are wearing allows your inner essence to be your outer expression. You don't feel the need to conform to a trend or expectation set by others. Let us look at this scientifically for a moment. Are you aware of the fact that the fabric you cloak your body in emits a frequency that impacts your energy? Why does that matter? Because everything is energy, and when you walk into a space and you feel at ease or uncomfortable, the frequency in that space has a part to play in that. When someone comes close to you and you feel their energy, be it high vibe or low, that's the frequency that they are emitting. The same can be said for the fabrics that we wear. I devoted an entire episode to this topic back in episode 53, titled Empower Dressing Frequency of Fabric. You might like to go back and listen to that, so I'll include a link in the show notes to that too. After publishing that episode, along with some Instagram posts on this topic, I had people reach out to me asking for insights and recommendations, not just about the frequency of fabric, but empower dressing itself. Which is not a new thing. This was a big part of what I offered in my commercial space. Touching on the frequency and qualities of fibre is only one aspect of what I'm going to share in this guidebook. The intention is to support you in making discerning decisions when you curate your wardrobe and outfits, taking several factors into consideration that you may not even be aware are having an impact on you, how you feel, and your well-being. As a human race, especially in Western culture, we have placed more emphasis on how we look in our clothes rather than how we feel. One of the best compliments I have received regularly enough to reflect on why is, "I love your energy, you have great energy." I have wondered why people have said this, especially recently when I've received the compliment during moments of absolute chaos, navigating my way through a rather intense transition period with the foundations of what I knew to be my life being pulled out from underneath my feet constantly. Just when I have thought things have settled down again, life has said, "No, not yet, this too must go, this too must shift, change, evolve," and then you'll truly be ready to step into that next phase of your life's journey. Feeling like the phrase, "as within, so without, as above, so below," has meant what I'm experiencing in terms of the chaos within is being translated into the chaos around me. How is it during such times people feel my energy is something positive? Then realizing that these challenges that I've been presented with are an opportunity to recalibrate and realign with my inner essence and have that be my outer expression. Truly understanding what it is that is serving my highest good and what is not. Life is a journey of growth and expansion. Change is inevitable. Learning to live with change without losing my center has been the gift that has come from the experiences of the last 2.5 years. The great energy that others are feeling is what I have cultivated through practices that I have deepened my connection to and understanding of during these disorienting times. Tuning into the natural rhythms of nature, working with the frequency of fibre, fostering the effortless flow of energy like Feng Shui for the body, which is what people are experiencing as the flow-on effect in my presence. This journey of understanding how to curate a wardrobe has fostered effortless flow of energy, enabling me to move through my days with more ease and grace, even during these disorienting times. But my journey of curating and empowering wardrobes started much earlier than the recent years. It started when I was in primary school. As a child, I was surrounded by garment construction. My mother was a seamstress who worked in a clothing factory in Melbourne. My auntie was a costume designer and my cousin a fashion designer. I started making my own clothes at a very young age. When everyone else was making boxer shorts in sewing classes at school, I made a suit. As a young Mauritian girl with a genetic makeup of French, Portuguese, African, I was destined to be disappointed with my physique for life if I followed the path of comparing myself to catwalk models. When we moved from multicultural Melbourne to the heavily white Anglo-Australian community of North Brisbane, this was amplified. For some reason though, I decided rather than try to be something I was not, I would focus on making the best of what I had. There was no way I was ever going to look good in a pair of Levi's 501s. I tried many times over and over, as they were the jeans of our generation. But they were also designed for straight-legged girls, not for one with curves. Being surrounded by garment construction and a weight-focused family, my solution was twofold. I decided I'd move more than I ate to keep my weight down and my fitness up, and that I'd make my own clothes as much as possible. Clothes that drew attention to the parts of my body I was comfortable with, detracting from the areas that, from what I understood, others saw as flaws. I designed and made both my Year 10 and Year 12 formal dresses to do just that. I'm not sure I got those designs exactly right, but I gave it a go anyway. After leaving school, working in administration, I used my earnings to purchase quality made and designed garments that I believed enhanced my physique. It became my quest to find a way to not be all wrong in the eyes of others, but demonstrate that with my shape, I could still be seen as beautiful even if I didn't fit society's mould. A couple of years after leaving school, I went to university to complete my Bachelor of Arts in Visual Arts and Design. Funnily enough, my challenge with not fitting in followed me there too. In art classes, I was called the designer amongst fellow students. In design classes, I was the arty one. At that time in my life, I was determined to be an artist, paying my way through university at a private institution, taking several part-time jobs while studying full-time. No longer employed full-time meant I no longer had disposable income that I was accustomed to when working in my office job, so I could no longer afford to buy designer clothes, especially since any leftover funds after living expenses went towards quality art supplies instead. So I chose a subject in pattern making and garment construction to expand on my skills of making clothes to suit my own unique physique. It was never my intention to follow my mother's footsteps and become a seamstress. In my mind, that was a passive job that contributed to the weight issues my mother suffered from. I wanted to be creative and active, so I pursued my passion for photography instead and started my own business as a portrait and wedding photographer. Newly married, a green business owner, I still had little disposable income. So I was not only making my own clothes, but clothes for my husband as well. We both loved the finer things in life and enjoyed the feeling of being dressed well, so we made the most of my sewing skills. Now, why am I telling you all this? Because I want you to understand that the garments I created as a part of my By Marie-Nicole brand, which I made and sold through my retail store Creator's Nest when I had a commercial space, the designs were based on a response to a need. I realised from a very young age focusing on fixing what I thought was wrong with me was not beneficial to me or anyone else. Witnessing my mother's battle with weight, health and well-being, even to this day she struggles after all those programs, dietitian appointments. Obesity is the result and has taken away her quality of life, leaving her with numerous medical conditions that limit her ability to live a quality-based life. So instead, I decided to focus on what I was capable of and had control over. Knowing I would never be a catwalk model, which I am more than okay with. I preferred to use the skills and talents I had to create garments that those catwalk models strut down the aisle in. In truth, I didn't even care if a catwalk model never wore a garment I made. My mission was to make regular women feel amazing in what they're wearing, so they could step outside their home feeling empowered to use their skills and talents to do amazing things. When we stop thinking about ourselves and start thinking about how we can serve others, so much more magic happens around us in our communities and beyond. I'm not saying we should all be martyrs and not think of ourselves at all, but what I do believe is that we should lay down solid foundations in our wardrobes so we know we can grab a few items and throw them together and feel like we are dressed for success without too much effort. Then step out the door less concerned about how we look and just know we look good enough to get on with our day, focusing on using our talents and skills to do amazing things. All that said, you'll notice that most of what I make is flowing, caresses the body, showcases parts, but not all. I love using natural fibres, linen and wool in particular, and in the guidebook you will come to understand why. Some of the early designs in my clothing range were designs that I had personally worn for over 15 years, once I came to understand my personal style. And I still do wear some of these designs and continue to get compliments when I do. I believe that this is because they complement my shape, which is far better than trying to make my shape fit in with the current trend. Whatever stage, age, evolution you are going through, I want to support you in curating a wardrobe that enables you to step outside in something that makes you feel fabulous and capable of simply being amazing at whatever you choose to do, rather than being caught up with what you are not. But you don't have to make your own clothes or even have them custom made. Having the understanding of what works for you is what fosters empowerment. One of the last weddings I photographed towards the end of my professional photography career was a former photography assistant's wedding. So I was there as a guest as well. I had purchased a beautiful gunmetal grey metallic memory fabric dress that was practical to wear, complemented my physique, and enabled me to fulfill my role as the photographer without wearing my usual outfit, which is a whole other story of learning in itself, which I'll tell some other time. But this dress was durable, it looked amazing, no matter how I treated it. It was also a dress I took to the USA for another wedding, and it was perfect for this because it looked great crumpled. For this wedding that I was photographing, I could not wear the impractical high heel shoes that I wore for the US wedding, so I bought a cheap pair of slip-on shoes, which were very cute, but when I got home and opened up the box, I was hit with this waft of toxic fumes. So I aired them out on the veranda thinking that that would be all that was required. The day of the wedding, however, I came to understand that there was more of an issue than just the shoes smelling. Halfway through the wedding, I had this burning sensation traveling up my legs. The toxic chemicals were entering my system. We were living on the Central Coast at the time, and the wedding was in the Hunter Valley. I had not taken a spare pair of shoes with me. These were meant to be the practical pair of shoes that I could wear all day and night. But even before the reception, I had to take those shoes off and go barefoot. The discomfort was too much to bear. I never wore those shoes again. And that was also when I started to be even more discerning about the quality of shoes that I bought. There are so many stories like this that I could share, which I will throughout the book, to provide context and give deeper understanding as to why we really should take more notice of what we expose our skin to. As a society, we've become aware about the food we eat, the environments we live in, our light sources, etc. And yet, we've not really been as proactive in understanding the impact of how we drape our human vehicle, the structure that radiates our internal essence as our external expression, and also absorbs frequencies and chemicals that impact our internal system. But I believe there is even more to this than that. I believe that what we choose to wear, including the drape, the shape, the lines, the accessories, has an impact on the flow of energy through and around our bodies. We recognize that it is possible to direct energy in our homes through the ancient practice of Feng Shui according to the placement of objects in our home. So why would this not apply to the home that houses our soul and energy bodies? 45 years of research by Ibrahim Karim into this has led to the understanding of how biogeometry creates harmonization solutions. Seeing your body as the home for your soul and energy bodies leads to treating it with more care and consideration, and the byproduct of this is emitting great energy. This has been something I have stumbled upon through doing what I could to make myself feel better rather than look better. I spent years trying to look better, and the impact of that was I was living out of alignment with the truth of who I am. The last 2.5 years, my focus has been to connect back to that essence and allow it to be my outer expression, which has led to people feeling this emission of great energy. Even when my mind is caught up in all of the challenges of the moment, my energy system is still operating at a higher frequency, which makes so much sense to me now. And this is why I am determined to help others feel better and in turn look better too. Radiance comes from within. Vitality comes from experiencing beauty and feeling joyful. As an embodiment coach, it is my mission to guide you through understanding what leads you to feeling empowered and effortless. And let that be what guides your purchasing decisions. Not make rash purchases based on current trends that do nothing for you and that you then never even wear. The focus of this guidebook is based on curating your wardrobe in a way that fosters health and well-being on so many levels. It will include things to look out for when making purchases, so you can select brands that align with the objective of purchasing garments that are supportive to your health and well-being, as well as the health and well-being of those who construct the garments. Which takes us back to energy, which is transferred through everything, including the clothing you wear. I hope this episode has inspired you to look at your wardrobe and accessories in a new light, and if it has piqued your interest in being supported in making more discerning decisions when curating your wardrobe, sign up for my mailing list. I send out a regular monthly newsletter and the occasional announcement in between, like the release of this guidebook, which will be especially supportive as you shop for new outfits for all of the end of year and festive season gatherings and summer holiday activities. It is my intention to have it ready for you within the next week. So until next episode, start to take note of how you feel in the different garments you wear. Check the labels, see what the fabric is that you are draping yourself in. Play a little game of intuitive dressing. When you open up your wardrobe, let your intuition guide you to select something that makes you feel good when you wear it. And then take notice of how you move through your day and how others respond to you that day. I suspect the outcome you will experience when you focus more on how you feel than just how you think you should look, you will move through your day with more effortlessness and radiate a higher vibe energy.